thoughts are too big. Can I get some comfort, please? I guess I should have been honest. It breaks in my heart. It's weighing me down, baby. I'm like a river that's overflowed. The sooner you know it, the less do we hurt. Let me speak the truth. I know you don't want to face it. You think it's too late, but I can see past the rain. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighter, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. We fell down to the bottom, so bottom up please. We're gonna get over this. I see the smoke in the mirrors. I'm holding the key, one step away from salvation. You're like the ocean, setting me free. Out in the open, I'm picking up speed. No bad thoughts penetrate. Hold me like this is the first time. Our destiny calls, not leaving this incomplete. Won't you lay it on me? Turn the page and burn it. Let's make up a big bonfire on the beach with the stars as our lighters, and throw our problems in the flame. Throw our problems in the flame. And throw our problems in the flames. Ooh, throw our problems in the flames. I get a little bit breathless.
Oh, I got to time this right. How'd I do, everybody? Hi, everybody. It's Don, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. We already have so many questions out there. And Robert, I already saw your super chat. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to read out that question because a lot of people have questions going on right now. Panama Canal group cruise. Any idea when we can book the arrival group on the Princess app? And does asymptomatic COVID rapid antigen screening at the Shoppers Drug Mart meet the flight from Canada and Princess requirement? Yes, they do. The Shoppers Drug Marts are the ones I've been using all along. If I can't get into there, I do use a service in Ottawa. Exact same thing. So yes, those work out perfectly. You should now be able to get in and start booking some times for the arrival at Panama. It's usually within 2 weeks. You can set up your time to board and to disembark in your group. If you can't, keep trying for a couple days. If you still can't do it, then you have to give Princess a call, contact the Medallion app people, and they're having all kinds of issues right now. My last cruise that I went on Princess could not work the app whatsoever to do my pre-boarding stuff, but it's okay. When I got to the cruise, they just took me and brought me in, and everything was done perfectly from there. So that was fine. So how's everyone doing tonight? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've been on a live stream. I've been cruising, had some stuff going on, and I just wanted to say thank you, everybody, for all the well wishes that I got. As you probably heard, my test came back. My growth they saw on the lung shrunk, which is good news. They're no longer worried about that. And now I have one more to go in May, but they're not overly concerned right now about that as well. So I'm pretty happy about that. My nephew Paul is here, is trying to help me out, but he is
Not very smart.
not very good at this. You have to click on this part, Paul. It's been a while. We're all a little rusty, everybody. I did see First Sergeant did a super chat as well. Back up on top there, Paul, if you can find that. I hope so. I don't know what the question was. Keep going. He'll find it. If you have a question, folks, please just type question in the comments and put it out. In case some of you don't know, I'm going to try and put this banner up below today. Let's, you can probably take Roberts down. He's trying, he's looking, he's trying to figure out how to do it. So I gotta get up here, and we're gonna go questions. Alaska. People are wondering because Canada came out and has now gone and said 1 day. 1 day now for testing, which is, it's just kind of crazy that that's the way they're going. I don't know why they have decided to do that. But it really messes up your traveling plans when you're trying to head to Alaska to get on a ship. If you take a look at the banner down below, that's for the Princess Cruise Lines, but it's good for anybody who's sailing out of Canada at any time. You can go there and book a test at the port if you can't find a test someplace else. But it's only available kind of last minute. For instance, Holland America is sailing out of Vancouver tomorrow. They could only book that 2 days ago. So they don't have a long waiting list of when to do it, but there were over 300 appointments available at the time I looked this morning, and the cruise is tomorrow. So there is that option. I'll leave it running down below. So if you, even if you can't write it down now, you can rewatch the video later and it'll be there as well. Plus I'll make it in one of my other videos. There's First Sergeant. Thanks, always a big supporter of the channel. Really appreciate it. Small contribution for the future Diet Dr. Pepper Fund. Looking forward to embarking on my birthday for the Alaska cruise, brother Don. I believe, yeah, Alaska is going to be great. Diet Dr. Pepper is almost impossible to come by here in Ottawa lately. But the other day I went to a pharmacy and I found 8 cases and I bought them all. So I'm stocking up way ahead of time. Okay, we have a question. If Royal Caribbean follows suit and starts charging for the fuel, and I have already paid for my cruise in full, can they still add on the fuel cost of my bill? Unfortunately, yes, they can. That's one of the things in the small print that they've added in, that they put in there, that's saying there could be a surcharge for fuel at any given time. So as you saw what Carnival's doing this week, they're raising prices on everything right across the board, from gratuities to specialty dining, to the drink packages, to the spa services. You can expect the other cruise lines to be doing the exact same thing now that more and more people are going back to cruising. What was your favorite food on the Wonder of the Seas? You know what? I had a chicken pot pie at the new restaurant on the southern, oh, I can't even remember the name of it now. The southern restaurant that's on board, the brand new one. I think it's the Mason Jar. The Mason Jar it was called. It's not on the other ships that I've been on. It was so delicious and so good. I wanted to immediately order a second one. So that is absolutely was my favorite dish on board, because it was a new restaurant and something different. Tony had the fried chicken. He said that was really good. The dessert was really good. Jenny liked her meal. So I think the Mason Jar was a big success for us. Big success. Question. Did you hear about Michael Bailey say that the pre-cruise testing would end by this summer? Yeah, well, somebody needs to tell the government because there's all kinds of talk now where they're talking about reintroducing masks. You heard up in Alaska, the train system going from Canada and the United States into Yukon. They had to cancel this year's service because they couldn't come to an agreement. You now have to wear masks on the White Pass Railway, which I was not expecting as well, but I should have thought of that because it is technically a transportation system. And in right now, the CDC still has rules for transportation. So it's kind of a bummer when you have to sit in a closed, tight area on a small train, and it is a very tight fit sometimes, and still have to wear the mask while you're trying to enjoy the beauty and nature of Alaska. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but hey, at least we're cruising. So that's the good thing. Is it true you receive a free cabin if you are the organizer of a group cruise? Someone on your channel keeps saying you do. I don't believe it, and I'm a travel agent. Okay, so when you organize a group, you get what's called a tour conductor point. So for every 16 cabins that I book into a group, so 32 people, I get the equivalent of one person's cabin that I can use to allocate in different ways. So I can use that to offset the price of my own cabin if I want, and it's the average. It's not a guarantee. Here's a free cruise for your cabin. If everyone has mostly inside cabins and I'm in a balcony, I have to pay the difference. It's like an average of it. And some travel agents, that's all you get. If you make enough for the 16 cabins to make one cabin, you get to keep it. Some agencies that people belong to, every 16, you would get another, what's called the tour credit. So you can add that to purchase gifts and things for the clients on board. And you can have that money paid to the agency where you would get commission on that. And again, it's only a certain percentage. There's all kinds of fees that come out of that. So say a cabin is $2,000. The agency might see 1,200 of it, and then you would get your commission on that. It's a way people increase by doing weddings and things like that on cruise. So you can get your cabin for free, but that's only in groups. So if I see one person out there commenting that I get all kinds of free perks. The cruise lines give me free cruises all the time, and here let me clear that up right now. In the entire time I've been on this channel, I've been on 2 free cruises. And they were both 2 days. Both of them were with travel agents that the travel company, the cruise line brought all the travel agents on board and covered the costs. It was to show off the brand new ship. It was to show off the Odyssey of the Seas and the Apex when it first launched. By the way, I also booked 5-day cruises on those to make it a 7-day cruise, and I paid for everything. I don't accept free cruises from the cruise lines. I don't accept free upgrades. I don't accept cabin upgrades. I pay for every single darn thing I do on the cruise. That way I can give a totally honest response to what I feel. I mean, think about it. Look, when I went on the Apex, what did I say? Oh, I didn't like the internet on board, the Wi-Fi, one of the worst I've ever seen for a billion point one cruise ship. Worst internet I've ever had. Go on the Wonder of the Seas. Great ship. All your entertainment wasn't ready. Well, if they were giving me free cruises, do you think they'd allow me to say stuff like that on my channel? Probably not. So yeah, that's where it is. Hey there, Don. It's so great great deal on transatlantic cruise. Just need to find airfare from USA to Copenhagen. Any suggestions? Thank you. Take a look at cheapflights.com. Sometimes you can find a very good deal there. Also, whatever cruise line you're sailing with, check their airfare. I saved about $4,000 by booking through Celebrity for my Air Canada flights, then booking through Air Canada directly. And airfare is one of those things that really a travel agent can't find a better deal for you. They see the same rates you guys do. But by shopping around, you can sometimes find some really good ones. And like I said, check the cruise line's prices first. You can book it through the cruise line. Don't pay it yet. Just have it sitting there. I did that for about a month and a half, and then I saw the price jump on Air Canada, almost doubled overnight. And I immediately went to the cruise line, paid it off on the cruise. I got them at almost half price for my flights to the Mediterranean. Oh, Jesse, thank you so much for the super chat. Please explain why you say fantastic. Somebody said it's like you switch. Yeah, fantastic is something I've said ever since I was a young lad. When I lived in Limoges, Ontario, I lived beside somebody who had a van. And this is back when you used to put the bed in the back and the bar and the shade carpet and all that. And he used to have a big picture on the side and it was called Fantastic. And ever since then, I've said fantastic. It's just something I do. And it's kind of become my trademark. I started saying it on the channel and everyone said, how come you say that? And now everyone says, hey, Don, have a fantastic day. And I'm not going to get rid of it. My speech patterns are weird, but hey, I enjoy it and just have fun with it. Jordan, do most cruise ports offer testing? I see D&J did a test at Long Beach. Almost every cruise port is setting up some sort of testing. It's the trick is to find it and make sure you can get an appointment. That's the trick ahead of time. They're very hard to find on some websites. Princess, I found pretty easily. Holland America, I found not bad. Norwegian, I had a harder time. Virgin Cruise Line, I had a ridiculously hard time. So you do have to search, but they are on the websites. And almost every port in the United States has some sort of testing in case people can't find a test ahead of time. And again, I got called in the last 2 weeks by about 9 travel agents. If you're sailing out of Fort Lauderdale, Dock Laboratories, 17th Street, right near the Embassy Suites Hotel, just down from the cruise port, walk-in clinic. They've been great to me. It's not sponsored. I've gone there probably 20 times now, and it's in and out within 20 minutes, and you have the paper in hand, and you're all set for your cruise. I'll be using it for my Panama Canal cruise that I'm going on in 2 weeks. So yeah, they're very good to you there, and they're very quick, very efficient. So 17th Street Dock Laboratories. Hello from New York. Have you sailed on the Legend? And if so, what is your opinion of it? Unfortunately, the Carnival Legend is not one that I've sailed on. So I can't really give you too much of an opinion. I haven't heard anything horrible about it. And, you know, I keep my ears to the grindstone, nose to the grindstone, if you will, to hear about things going wrong on ships. And I really haven't heard too many complaints about the Legend at all. So that's not too bad. What are the procedures for U.S. residents cruising from San Diego to Vancouver, BC? Will testing needed prior to boarding a flight back to Oregon? Right now, for Canadians traveling to the United States, we still need to get a test to fly to the United States. So I imagine you will have to have one as well to fly back. For Canadians, we don't need one, and you don't need one to fly to Canada. So I don't believe you're going to need a test to get off the ship, to walk around. It looks like that's going to be okay. But you will probably need a test to fly back. And usually the cruise line will provide that at the cruise terminal when you're exiting the ship. It'll probably cost you, but they will provide that. And worst case scenario, you can usually get it at the airport as well. Me, you. Okay. My wife wants to know if you received the Love Boat mug. No. Did somebody send me a Love Boat mug? Love Boat mug? No, I haven't received it. I'll look for it. If you mailed it to the address that's below all my videos, I haven't received a notification from them, but I'll keep an eye out for it. But yeah, I appreciate that. That'd be awesome. Hi, Don. Glad to see you live. Do you think cruising on Holland America has less crowding? Holland America hasn't announced that they're going too high in their capacity right now. I know Princess is still one of the slower ones as well to raise their numbers. Carnival is like at 90% on some of their ships. Royal Caribbean was at 85 the last cruise I was on. So they are starting to increase on some, but I think Holland America still, because it's also an older demographic on Holland America, people are still a little weary of cruise ships, so you can still find much less crowds on that cruise line right now. It's like Cunard. You can find very, very small amount of crowds still on a Cunard ship. Jeff, super chat. Thank you, Jeff. I really do appreciate it. It helps keeps the lights on. If you guys only know how much I spent in the last few months, my bank account is just looking terrible. But hey, cruises are paid now. Nothing else to go. Panama's paid. Alaska's paid. Transatlantic's paid. And my Mediterranean cruise is all paid. I'm all set. Months in advance. So now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Have you ever tried the dog sled cart in the summer from Ketchikan? Well, guess what? We're doing that this time. I did it about 6 years ago. And I also have done the dog sled where you take the helicopter or the biplane up and you can actually get on a real dog sled. That was a lot of fun. The dog cart being pulled is fun because you get to see the dogs up close and they love to run. As much as people say, oh, some people are against it because they're working and that. If you watch those dogs at the mushers camps, and if they're a dog that's not chosen to go on that run, they are upset that they're not getting to go and run because they just love to take off. So we are going to do that this time around. That's one of the excursions we booked in Alaska. Are you booked on the Norwegian Prima? I haven't booked it yet. I have a whole pile of Norwegian Cruise Line vouchers that I can use. I will get on the Prima for sure. I'm just making sure that I don't try and book something for that ship while I'm booking my group cruises for 2020. And my company, my travel agent company, this year I missed the award ceremony again because it got moved, and now I have a group cruise during that time, so I can't go. So I'm trying to make sure all those things, I know the dates, and then I can book the Prima and it doesn't interfere with everything else. Because I would have been on the inaugural sailing of the Celebrity Beyond this month, but because our group cruises got postponed for 2 years, the Panama Canal, I'm not about to cancel that and not go with everybody on the cruise so I can go on the Beyond early. So I have to kind of watch out for all the different cruises this book, but I will be on the Prima, absolutely. Tried to email you. Can we book Panama Canal cruise? Jeff, I think I just saw your email today because it came in almost at the same time as the 3,000. I wonder if I can show that. Let me see if I can show that for you guys. Somebody was saying to me the other day, hey, prove it to me how many emails you get when you announce the group cruise. So here. There's my inbox the day after I announced the group cruise, folks. 3,334 new emails in that day. And then somebody was very upset that I didn't answer the email that they sent me about the cruise within an hour. Yeah, I'm only a one person and Angelina's only one person, but we're trying. We have a whole bunch of people. Papers are right here in front of me, galore. We'll get to everybody. We booked a lot of cabins. I've extended them again. I got another 100 cabins, and we'll get to everybody. So don't worry about it. And I will get to you on Panama Canal by Monday, and I'll hook you up. No problem. Question, Don, do you know about the European cruise protocols? I'm going around the Med with Royal on May 8th, and they still don't have protocols, but do we need to test 1 day before embarkation? When I was researching my Celebrity Beyond, it also coincided with Royal, and it was 2 days. It's a 2-day test, just like here. It could have changed by now, double check in the protocols, but when I did my research, as far as I know right now for there, you don't need a test as long as you are vaccinated to fly into the country, neither. So that's a good step for us. It makes it easier, so much easier if you don't have to test for flying. So that's a big one. So yeah, protocols are almost like what we have here in North America, except for Canada. Chris, $10 super chat. Thanks, Chris. Question, got my confirmation for group cruise for September 23rd. Deposits must be made by the 12th. How do I pay? Well, Chris, you can just send me a personal check. No. We will. Angelina's calling people. She started today. We can extend the deposit date. So if you say you're ready to go, she's calling everybody out. and she'll contact you for the credit card information. What we do is we give the credit card information to the cruise line. They make the payment. I handle no money. I don't want to be involved with money. So it's the cruise line that puts it through, and we will send you out a confirmation showing that you paid the deposit. Don't worry, she has your booking, and she will get back to you very shortly. Rob, hi Rob, thanks very much for the $20 super chat. Really do appreciate it. Again, hi Don. I look forward to waving to you from the Consing Dam on June 4th at Canada Place. We'll be parked side by side. So yeah, you can almost, if you have a baseball, you can throw it to me. That's how close those two cruise ships are to each other. Or if you're staying at the Pan Pacific, a lot of us are staying at the Pan Pacific. I'm thinking on, just tell you, if you're on that cruise, guys, that morning, let's just have breakfast before the cruise. I mean, we don't have very far to go for the cruise. We just walk downstairs and it's right there. And Pan Pacific has this big, beautiful restaurant overlooking the water. So yeah, breakfast for everybody. Let's do that. I think that's a good thing. Question: we are boarding Royal Princess in Alaska, then cruising south to Vancouver. How will we address COVID tests for Canada? If we make multiple stops in Canada, we need multiple tests. No, you don't need a test to get off in Canada. You only need a test for flying. So I think you'll be safe coming from Alaska back into Canada. The last I read the protocols, that's the way they're working it. The only real restrictions now for testing is flying. And that is for mostly for heading back to the United States. Hi, Dom. What's a good excursion in Halifax? I'm going in June on the Oasis of the Seas. If you get a chance, head out to Peggy's Cove. Peggy's Cove is a great one. They also have a foodies tour. They have a ton of little snack shacks all along the cruise port now that they've set up. The last time I was there, when I was doing my transatlantic on Cunard, they have like poutine shacks, and they'll have lobster rolls, and it's all along the port. If you're into that, you can just get off the ship and walk along the boardwalk as well. They have a beautiful new boardwalk set up there with some good restaurants. But if you want to see something, a little bit of history on the Titanic, one of the lighthouse with the huge waves that splash up on the shore, that's Peggy's Cove. And if you can get out there, I would do that. They do have whale watching tours, but I've never had much luck doing whale watching tours in Halifax, to be honest. If you head out to the upper side or around Halifax and go up past Peggy's Cove, they have better luck up there with their whale watching than if you left from Halifax. Question: Alaska group cruise. Are you setting up dining? The app shows me as part of group of 96. Yeah, our group is basically gets put in the early dining, and they're supposed to set aside an area on the ship for us all to go. Now, you do not have to dine with everybody. You can dine on your own. You can switch it to evening dining, late dining. You can go to your go to specialty restaurants. Nothing set in stone. It's just, here's an area. Let's go. I'll be there during the evening, and except for maybe one night when I do a chef's table, but I'll be there every night, and we'll just say hi to everybody and make sure everybody is settled in and that there's no issues. So yeah, everybody will be in the same area, but it's pretty optional. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's a come as you are kind of group cruise. Just go, have fun, do what you want to do. If you're part of the group, great. Question from Louise. Hi, Louise. I do not want to be rude, but I'd like to know how you can manage the cruise so much. No problem. No problem at all. Well, first off, I have 3 jobs. One of them is cruising. So because I cover cruising and I make a living showing cruising to people, that becomes a benefit. And I also, because I do cruise and I have to pay for it and it's part of my job, I can write a lot of that off. So it looks like I'm cruising a lot and it's very expensive. But if you take it as, here's your salary, but then you spend all this money on cruising, now this is your salary because this is written off your taxes. So it kind of balances out. If I didn't cruise, then I couldn't have a cruising channel, and I couldn't sell cruises for a living as a travel agent. But I've always cruised. I've cruised for a long time now, and I would still be doing it, not as often if I didn't have the channel, but I would still be going 2 or 3 times a year at least. Okay, we had some technical difficulties. The internet went out. I guess the CDC knew I had a live stream, and so did the Canadian government. All right, Christy Conrad, I did see a super chat. I appreciate that. My nephew Paul is lost. There he goes. All right, so I have no idea what's. Oh, there we go. Any news on testing requirements getting into Canada from southbound? So southbound, as far as we know right now, you do not need to take a test when you're coming off the cruise ship. So you'll be able to get off, but you will still need one if you're flying back to the United States to get on an airplane. You will still need that to get on the planes. So that's where that stands. Are we having fun? Anything can happen, folks. It's live. You never know. I see we had another super chat here. Hi, Don, from Roland. Where to park in New York for my Bermuda cruise on Norwegian Joy? You can park right in the cruise terminal there. It's probably more pricey than Port Everglades, but it's the easiest way to do it. You can book some of the hotels on the outer areas if you want it that would have cruise parking as well. But I'd recommend just jump right into the cruise port park there. It saves you so much hassle than trying to find another location, and there's lots of parking. Oh boy.
Just talk, because I got to find stuff.
Just talk, he says, as if that's not hard. Okay, so where do we go? Panama Canal. Anyone who's on my Panama Canal cruise, when you get on the ship, I'm going to be in the Piazza as soon as I get on the ship. So come and meet me there, and we'll get everything straightened around. By the way, I ordered things for the cruises. This is really funny. I ordered something, one thing, and it said 150 items. So I got 50 items that, 150 items, and they said, your shipment is on the way. So I said, great. It arrived. I have one item out of the 153. The other 149 are on back order. What? Supply chain issues, folks. You can't buy anything anymore these days in Canada. We're just having a horrible time getting things in. So Fingers crossed we can do it. Don, when answering questions about entry to Canada, please remember to advise folks that the no testing applies only. Yes, sorry. Good point. Yes. Everything I say about testing is only for fully vaccinated passengers. If you have children traveling with you, although one of the rules they did bring out was children who are accompanied by vaccinated adults will go under the same heading as they are. So if they're considered fully vaccinated, the children will be considered that too for the purposes of testing. As you can see, it's really all over the place with the rules. It's like a jigsaw puzzle you got to figure out all the time. Will you ever cruise out of California? I cruised out of LAX to my Emerald cruise, so I've been down in that area. I would have been on the Love Boat cruise, but unfortunately the cast canceled out, so I didn't get to do that. The Princess cruise ship, not the Enchanted Princess, what am I thinking of now? Discovery Princess. She's sailing down there as well. So I'll probably get out to California before you know it. Absolutely. Hi, Don. Any plans in California after the Panama Canal cruise? Unfortunately, I would have loved to just go over to Disney World or drive up to Vegas or something. Angelina's with me. She's going to want to get home to her family. But we also only have a few weeks and we have to head out to Alaska. So if we miss 2 weeks of work and things on the cruise ship, we have to have that time to make sure we get home to catch up on our work before Alaska as well. So unfortunately, I don't get to stay and travel, but I would have loved to head down to Disneyland. I haven't been there in years and years and years. Hi, Don. Do you think, Tommy, thank you for the super chat. Do you think cruising from Boston, Nova Scotia will ever return ways to go every year? There will be some. I think right now I was looking for my Canada cruise and there was only like 3 real choices to do right now. So I chose the one with the most ports that I liked. But I think that's coming. They're also talking about setting up a ferry system from New York and Boston and Newark going in that direction as well, which would be kind of cool that you could take a ferry from Nova Scotia up in and back from there. Save you a heck of a lot of time driving. That would kind of be really cool to me, but no real words out now. Question. I have booked dining reservation for Alaska group cruise. Do I need those? Are you talking regular restaurant or specialty dining? If you're eating in specialty dining, you will need those if you want to eat in those restaurants. They're actually pretty cheap, right? It's I think the most expensive specialty restaurant on a Princess cruise is $29 a person compared to $50 and $80 depending on the cruise line for some of the other ones. Definitely like the Italian, liked the French restaurant, this Chinese restaurant, I mean, on the Majestic Princess. So if you're talking about those restaurants, yeah, you'll need to make those. And I would, if you're doing the Chinese one, the food was really, really good. Judy Peters, Don, we are sailing out of Fort Lauderdale in June. Where we can get a COVID test the day before we leave. Test ready within a half. Okay, that is Doc Laboratories. Doctor Laboratories, only Doc. What's up, Doc? It will be ready within an hour. It's on 17th Street, right by the cruise port, just down from the turnoff into the check-in, and they're very quick. 20, 30 minutes tops. It's a walk-in. You don't need to make an appointment, and you're there. What is the price in US dollars for one night before the June cruise at the Pan Pacific? And you can get it for anywhere between $210 and $300, depending on your room. If you go for some of the upper rooms, you can get $600-700 a night quite easily for the panoramic room that they have. Beautiful rooms, though. Although a lot of people are surprised because Vancouver has a lot of fog sometimes and rain. And so they'll book that cabin, a nice high floor with this big panoramic view, and then it's nothing but fog and you don't see anything. So you're spending like $800 for no reason, really. You can see the fog. Is Alicia going on any of my group cruises this year or next? not this year. She's working in order to be able to go on our trip to the Mediterranean. I did offer her to go, but she can't get away from work. So not this time, but next year I have a feeling maybe she's a little shy too, right? When I go on a cruise ship, it's a lot of people. I'm okay with it. I love it, but she's a shy person, and I don't know how she would handle that. Donna's, what is their definition of fully vaccinated? Right now, all the cruise lines are the same. It's still 2 doses. So 14 days after your second dose, you're still considered fully vaccinated. They haven't made you do the booster yet. They haven't made you do the 4th boost, like the 2nd booster yet. Here in Canada, if you're over 60 now, you're able to get a 4th dose. I'm 7 months away from that. I don't think I need it, but just to keep, in case they ever change the rules, I would probably get it just so I'm not caught off guard and have to scramble for one if it becomes harder to get. So yeah, 2 doses, that's still considered fully vaccinated. Chris, hi Chris, how are you? Chris and I talk quite a bit. Super sticker, thank you so much, Chris, for that. Jay Cook, another super sticker, thank you so much, bud. I appreciate it. I've been talking a lot with a lot of people because we've been having the group cruises getting ready, and it's a lot of fun to talk to people, and even if it's just through the emails and that. But you can see how many emails I get sometimes when I announce these group cruises, and I knew it was going to happen. I knew I was going to be undated, but if not now, when, right? So I had to go in and put it in there. Also, did you see my little souvenirs? Can I do this without disconnecting? Hang on. Oh, all right, got my headphones. So when I was on the Wonder of the Seas, they gave me this. And there was Coke in it when I got it. But when I got to the airport, they wouldn't let me on the plane. So I had to empty it out. But I have my Wonder of the Seas Coke bottle. I bought my Wonder of the Seas model. It's really detailed. It's really nice. I do like it. It's one of my favorite models right now. Roland, hi Don. Where to park in New York from our Bermuda cruise on Norwegian Joy on April 26th? I don't know exactly where at the cruise terminal, but I know there is parking at the cruise terminal. And if you're driving in, you'll see it'll say parking. That is by far the best place to park. You will, some of the hotels offer parking. You'd be surprised at how much they charge, sometimes more than your hotel room. So it's not necessarily worth it. It's not like Florida where a bunch of the hotels will charge you $15, $20 a day for 7 days, 14 days. But I would just stick with the cruise port parking terminals. You'll see them. There's multi-layer levels. You shouldn't have a problem. Is it too late to sign up for Panama or Alaska? Rick in Florida. No, Rick. As long as there's a cabin, I can get you on in and into the group. Just send me an email. We are almost caught up with our emails now. We're catching up. We should be caught up within the next couple of days. So yeah, just send us off an email. Most of them, it's not on this video yet because it's live. I can't enter anything in, but I'll put my information. But all my other videos have my email address down below. Just send us off an email. Just send us some information. If you're looking to book a cruise and you know what cruise you're looking for, send us some information. Send us your name, a mailing address, a phone number we can reach you, and what type of cabin you're looking for, and your date of birth. What we can do is then go in and make a false booking. We can book something, reserve it for a few days. There's no, you have to pay for that now. No, there's nothing like that. There's no money down, nothing like that. What we do is reserve the cabin. That way we lock in a good cabin. You don't lose it. That's what I've been doing with the group cruises. A lot of people are surprised. You made a booking? I was just inquiring. Well, the way we do it is we keep our group rate that way by grabbing those cabins. If you don't want it, no problem. We just cancel it. And so if you're looking for something, send us that information. We can make some fake bookings and you can look at exact prices that way. And it's no guesswork because just estimating it from a website is a lot harder than making an actual booking, so you see all the breakdowns, and it's much more convenient for you to see exactly all the costs. Linda, I live in Texas. Have you ever taken a cruise out of Galveston? No. I was scheduled for 2 when the pandemic hit. So I will get back there. I think the Allure is there now. She's one of my favorite ships. So I am hoping to get there and sail. We were almost going to sail, Paul, Mark, and I. But we ended up that with the new masking mandate and everything, we decided to postpone it a little longer, hoping we don't have to wear masks. So we'll see. But yeah, I will get out of Galveston, absolutely. And I am hoping to be able to drive there without all the restrictions now. Is the Coral Princess still going? The prettiest ship, though small. Coral's absolutely still going. We did Panama Canal on her. Yeah, a lot of people love that style of ship, right? The Coral. I really like the Caribbean Princess design. That was my first cruise that I ever took when I started this channel. The smaller ships are narrow, and what's great about Princess in a way, it doesn't have all that bells and whistles you see on a lot of ships, but it feels like home a lot of the times because the ship designs are so similar. From the largest Royal class to the smaller class, they all still have the piazza. They all still have the atrium. They all look the same color scheme, the same design of the decks. So it just kind of feel like, yep, I've been here before. I feel like I'm back on my favorite cruise ship. And I get that feeling every time I get on Princess. Angelina, what happened to my super chat?
We looked, we can't find it. Must have had a glitch earlier on.
Oh.
So if you had a question.
Randy, we can't see it. It was probably when we had our disconnected from the internet. Just type in, put question and type it in, and we'll try and find it. You don't have to donate again. But thank you again in advance. I'll be happy to read any question that you have. Sharon, I got lucky. Okay. I was able to book B2 back-to-back on Harmony for December 2023 on the day Royal Caribbean leased the cruises. Nice. That's the best time to get it. I was able to get a Star Class 2-bedroom Aqua Theater Suite for only $2,000 more for a balcony. I'm so excited. Great job. And I've been telling people this all the time. So many people were saying, Don, the last time you went on the Apex, you booked a Sky Suite. Why did you? Well, it was cheaper for me to do it than book the balcony. When you looked at the perks and the cost and the difference with the onboard credits they gave you, I saved $300 staying in the Sky Suite than if I booked the regular infinite balcony. You just keep an eye out. I was just looking at a cruise today, and the inside cabin was $2,000 more than the balcony cabin because there was only 2 inside cabins left. So the price jumped. And a lot of people just assume inside's going to be the cheapest. Sometimes it pays to keep an eye out for that. Incognito. Question. When we cruise to Canada on Royal Caribbean in June, do we really need to use the ArriveCan app to upload our documents to? Cruising to Canada, if you get off in Canada, like to disembark and then head to a flight or something, yes, you need the ArriveCan. And a lot of people, I just was listening to one of our sports broadcasters here in Canada on our local radio station was talking about, he just came back. It was his first trip since the pandemic, and he flew back to Canada. And he says, I got my ArriveCan app, and I brought it up to the people at the border control, and they said, well, sir, you have to fill it out. He says, what do you mean? There's questions on it? Well, that's what it is. It's a questionnaire that you fill out ahead of time so you can just zoom through border. They just look for this little QR code that's on your phone. So yeah, if you're flying into Canada at all, you need to fill out the ArriveCan. It is very, very simple to do. It takes like 2 minutes to fill it out. It's really not that hard, but I would not have it ready when you get there. And what you do is you download it, you get your QR code, then take a picture from your phone and save it in your pictures. Because if you don't have Wi-Fi and you're having trouble connecting, it won't come up. Where if you have the QR code with the picture on your phone, you just bring up the picture, it's good enough, it scans, you're good to go. Liz, a question. I'm on Discovery, I'm a little jealous, Discovery Princess on the 29th for the 5-day repositioning cruise for the Alaska season. Which sea day do they usually have formal night if you have 2 sea days? Normally they will have formal night on the first sea day. On a 5-day cruise. And sometimes they even skip it because Alaska is kind of like a different beast, but you're going to Alaska for repositioning. So, but yeah, normally it's pretty early in the cruise. If they're only going to do 1, technically they still could do 2, but they don't normally do that. And you don't have to get, people always get overly concerned when they hear formal night. You can dress up in a suit. Some people get dressed up in a tuxedo because that's what they love to do. And great. But if you have a half decent pair of pants and a polo shirt like this, you're good. You're good to go. So a lot of people panic about it, but really don't worry too much about it. First Sergeant Back, can we use the EMED proctored home test while in Vancouver to test? Yes, you are allowed to do that. They will, as long as it's a video call. Right, as long as it's the one that you have to call in and they can watch you do it, and they make sure that you've done it. It's not just a home one that you take yourself and then look at it and then say, yes, I've done it. It has to be witnessed by some medical professional or somebody on the other end. So absolutely, but those are able to be used here in Canada. Yes, you are. I heard whispering. March comes in and whispers something to Paul. Question: do you think the cruise lines will suspend pre-cruise testing by midsummer? I really hope so. I hope they suspend testing altogether, really. It just becomes that one more hurdle that everyone has to jump through. But I think that's going to be the very, very last thing to go. Hopefully, we don't get a rise in cases anytime soon. Cases are going up now, but hospitalizations still aren't overly terrible right now. But that's all you hear on the news these days, especially here in Canada, is we gotta mask up again. We gotta reintroduce protocols, and it's over and over and over every news story. So who knows what they're going to do? But it seems like the CDC and the health officials don't want to go in that route. They want to ride this out and get things back to normal, keep the economy going. And I'm hoping testing is one of those things that disappears very, very quickly. But it's going to be the last thing to leave. FedEx. Oh. I believe the testing will go away soon. Cost too much money and time. Hope so anyway. Yeah, it does cost a lot. And you know what? The Doc Laboratories that I talked about, they're making a killing right now. They had to hire a whole bunch of new employees because they have so many people getting tested. Imagine if you don't have to get tested anymore. A lot of these testing places and testing sites are going to be out of work. So yeah, it's a quick job for 2 years, but I think we'd all be very happy where we get to a place again where testing is not on everybody's mind and thought when you're getting ready to do anything. So yeah, I hope so too.
This is the missing super chat.
Oh, Musa, okay. I sent an email while I was watching the video about the group cruise from New York City. Will I get it? Yes, you will. I still have lots of cabins left. Even people I book now change their minds and open up some free cabins. So yeah, don't worry. I've also extended the reduced deposit sale. So if you looked last week on this same cruise, the deposit was $1,000. Our reduced deposit is $200. So quite a savings there. It's fully refundable. And if you sent me an email, we'll get it. Don't you worry. It might take us a couple days. Don't panic. We will get to you. Absolutely. Mario, thank you so much for the super chat. Can we test in USA and jump on a non-stop flight from Barcelona and go straight to the ship? Or do we have to test in Barcelona before we get on? If you're within the 2 days. So if you test on a Thursday and then you jump on a plane, arrive on the Friday, and your cruise is by Saturday, you're good to go. That's what I'm doing. for my Rome trip and my flight home from Barcelona. So yes, as long as you're within that 2 days, you can absolutely use the same test. Don, how full capacity have ships been lately? I've seen cruise ships at 85 to 90% recently, and they're only going to get more full. They're trying to get that way. They've been offering some big savings in some of the like short term. And if you notice, a lot of the cruise lines have gone and done, hey, it's a drop and go price. And you go, well, hey, that's cheaper than what I paid, and I paid off my cruise. Can I drop down the price? No, they're even taking down your booking number. So if you cancel and then you try and rebook, they will not let you rebook because they have your name and your old booking. And it's been a real pain. A lot of people have been complaining about it. A lot of travel agents are complaining about it because we're always looking for the best deal for our clients whenever we possibly can. So, and we have been having problems after problems after problems. You should see, I had one, I'll do a video on it probably pretty soon, where the cruise was a total, including flights and everything, about $15,000. The person paid it all off except for the flights. So they paid around $10,000. Their flights were $5,000. Then we went in about 2 days later. We paid off the flights. It now said, we've received the $15,000 for the cruise. Everything's paid off, but you still owe us $5,000. But it said paid off. But they still said, but you still have 10 days to pay $5,000 or we're canceling your cruise. They're having glitches with Celebrity, Royal, Carnival. Everybody's having issues right now. So yeah, it's weird what's going on the systems when everybody is booking at the same time and their systems are being overloaded right now. Tina, I'm leaving on the Wonder of the Seas in 4 days. Do you think the shows will be ready? I was on her. You know what? Well, the main shows will be there. So you're going to see Tap Factory. You're going to see the new a cappella show. The ice skating show should have got their props by now. It's been a full month. And Intense will have had a full month to be able to train their staff for the Aqua show. So yes, I think by now they better have the shows up and running. That's their flagship cruise ship now. And it was pretty... I had to call them out. Entertainment should have been ready by the time that ship sailed, and it wasn't. And so, but they've had a month. I'm sure they've been practicing every day, and I'm sure they're ready. You're going to have a good cruise. Don't worry about the entertainment. You're going to have fun. Sharon, what are the best cruises for single cruisers? Single cruisers depend. If you want a social and mix, Norwegian Cruise Line with their solo cabins are always a great choice. You now have Royal, Celebrity on their Edge class, the Quantum Plus class. They have solo balconies if you're looking to do that. That is a great option as well. The trick is if that's what you want to socialize. But all the cruise lines really do look after solo guests pretty well. They have singles get-togethers on all the different cruise lines. There's websites out there you can mix and match to meet people in the groups on board. But if you're looking pricing and affordability, then look at those three cruise lines, especially Norwegian with those solo cabins, because they have a lot of them on board compared to like only a few on the Celebrity and Royal cruises. Paul, thank you for the super trick. Super sticker. Much appreciated. Jay Cook, this one for Angelina, my wife, Mary, thinks you need a super chat too. She does. She works very, very hard as well. She so wants to make everybody happy all the time. And she will spend hours on a phone call with the cruise line arguing her point to get people what she wants. And I've seen her do it, and she's good at it. So I get my way through charm. She gets her way through saying, do it. And they do. So yeah, two ways to go about it, and they're both effective. So Paula, Dom, we want to cruise to Alaska, do Princess Land and Resort Lodge time, go to Canada, rent a car, and visit friends in Quinnipiac, BC, then get to Victoria or Seattle to fly home. Might that go, and how can we figure it all out? Yeah. Well, getting to Victoria is pretty easy. That you can take the ferry. That's no problem. The land tour, the lodge tours, if you book a cruise tour directly through Princess or Holland America, that's all included together. So you really don't have to worry about renting a car and stuff like that. There's tons of cars to rent. Now, they're expensive. If you're renting in Alaska, they're very expensive. Even Vancouver's not that cheap to rent a car. It's not like Florida. Florida, I rented a car for 8 days, unlimited mileage. It was... I rented a 300, but they gave me a Mercedes or a BMW. I mean, it was a beautiful car, and it cost you like $300 for the week. And in Alaska, you can get a Toyota for that price for a day, and they charge you mileage as well. So it can all be arranged. It just takes a little bit of research. You can always reach out to a travel agent to help you with that. Yeah, it's best if you have a game plan of when you want to go, and then a person can help you. Okay, this is when we need to get a car. This is when the hotel's for. Are you going to book the hotels on your own and stay, etc.? But it's definitely doable. Absolutely. We'll go for one more. One more question. Here we go. Carolyn. See, I recognize the name, so we have to take it. We had 2 cruises canceled. Okay, credits were good until December 22nd. We have booked another cruise for the end of the year, but are wondering if we will lose our credits if Princess cancels again. If you've used the credits for a cruise and they cancel the cruise, you do not lose your credits. They will definitely cover that and extend your time allotted for it, usually another full year. So yeah, don't worry about losing them that way. If you cancel, that may be another choice, a complete other thing. And I just saw Paula, rent car is just to get to visit your friends in BC. Yeah, again, that's very easy to do. The airport, cruise port both have rental cars nearby. So if you get off the cruise, you can probably have one meet you there and pick you up. So yeah, not that hard. And if you could even keep it. And if you wanted to go to Victoria and then fly from Vancouver, you could take the ferry across with the car, stay where you want, drive around, come back with the car, turn it in, and fly home from Vancouver as another possible option. All right, folks, it's 9 o'clock. I'm sorry for the little interruption we had there. I really appreciate everybody out there. I really miss doing these live chats, but I thought I have to do it because I'm leaving on Panama Canal in 16 days. And then after that, I'm leaving for Alaska. And then after that, I'm leaving for the Mediterranean. Then after that, I'm leaving for Netherlands. So I'm all over the place. I hope you'll stay tuned for all those videos. And I really appreciate it. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to these group cruises, especially to meet everybody in person. I can't wait for that. And boy, wait till you see the cruise going to the Mediterranean, because that's going to be one heck of a trip. One big trip a year. And this is it for me. So no holds barred, shall we say. Well, that's it for tonight, guys. I hope you had a good time. And again, thank you, everybody, for the support, the super chats, the super stickers, the questions. And, I really appreciate the Blue Crew out there. Everybody monitoring, making sure everyone's just asking questions, having a good time. I saw so many people answering questions and helping out, and I really do appreciate that.
Special call out to Randall Schwartz.
And a special call out to Randall Schwartz, Jim out there, Angelina, my sister Diane, Mark in the other room, Paul next door to me picking out these questions. And Mark, get out of the fridge. Mark's in there and helping himself. That's how I pay everybody. They have free thing into my fridge. All right, guys, that's it for me tonight. And until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.